I asked ChatGPT to write a YouTube video script about Python lists, including lists of lists. Let's get into it. So, from ChatGPT. Hi everyone. Today we'll be discussing one of the most fundamental, I want to get the script right, fundamental data structures in Python, lists. We'll be looking at how to create and manipulate lists, as well as dive into the concept of lists of lists. Let's get started. 1. What are lists in Python? A. Lists are ordered, mutable collection of lists which can be of different types. I'll show an example of different types in a little bit. B. They are ordered using square brackets. And C. Each item in the list is separated by a comma. Part 2 on creating lists. Point A. We can create a list of items by enclosing them in square brackets. For example, here's the code example, and I'm going to copy it over to my IPython terminal. And let's print fruits. You'll see that the display of it is pretty similar to the input. Okay. Part 3, accessing elements in a list. We can access individual elements in a list using the index. The index starts from 0, so to access the first element, we use fruit0. For example, print fruits 0. Let's copy that code and try it out, make sure it works. Yep, apple. And let's also try print fruits 1. It prints banana. I like to say that for 0 we have the 0th index, for 1 we have the 1th index, and for 2, print fruits 2, we have the 2th index, which is actually the third item in the list if you are counting from 1. Next, let's look at lists of lists. We can create a list of lists, also known as a nested list. This means that each element in the outer list is itself a list. For example, here's a code sampled for me to copy and take to my terminal. Let's print lists of lists. You know what? I quibble with this. It's not lists of lists, it's a single list of lists. So I found an error in the way ChatGPT is referencing things. So let's print our list of lists. And let's make this script a little bigger. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next up, let's access elements in a nested list. To access elements in a nested list, we need to specify the indices of the inner and outer list. For example, so let's take this code example. We print list of, oops, but I changed it to, I can delete whatever I want to. I wanted it to be list of lists. 1, 2, it's 6. So we go to the 1th index of the list, that's here. And what is that? That is a list. So now we go to the 2th index of that, 0, 1, 2, and that's the number 6. And sure enough, I'd like to emphasize one more thing about this. What if we just printed list of lists at the 1th index? We get a list. So it makes sense to take that list and use the same syntax to address, for example, the 2th index and get 6. Hopefully that helps you understand the concept to see it laid out like that. Okay, next up, part 6, modifying elements in a list. Lists are mutable, which means we can modify the elements in the list after it has been created. We can use the index to change the value of the element in a list. For example, let's copy this code, and first let's print fruits as it previously was, apple, banana, cherry, But now we say fruits1 equals orange, and let's print fruits. Can you predict what it's going to show? Well, 1 is accessing the 1th index, so 0 and then 1. And equal orange means we're storing the value of orange into this position. So we should get apple, orange, and cherry when we print this. Apple, orange, and cherry, exactly like we should get. Very good. Finally, Part 7, Conclusion. In this video, we've looked at the basics of lists in Python, including how to create and manipulate lists. We've also explored the concept of a list of lists, which allows us to store multiple lists within a single list. I want to add in... No, this is the conclusion. I'm not going to add in anything new. I'm going to drive forward. With this understanding of lists, you'll be able to perform many common tasks and solve complex problems in your Python projects. That's it for today. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. I'd especially like to know how you like this format of working from a ChatGPT script. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.